Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make columns in your website. Most magazines, most websites have columns as the layout. When you first put in the code into HTML, you're not going to be able to see the columns. It won't be until you put some content in the columns that you can really see if your code is correct. What you're first going to do is create 2 column divs. Divs are a kind of tag. You'll do the first div after the heading code, but before the end body tag. So I'm going to go at the end of the header 1 code, and I'm going to hit enter. And then
you're not sharing your screen. It would be a bit easier for us to understand.
Agreed. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to add in first a caret and then div class, which is a certain type of way to signify it's a divider. Then quotation marks, and when I do that, it's shift and then the button next to enter. And then another quotation mark will automatically appear because I'm going to type in column 1 in between the quotation marks. Then I'm going to do another caret. What it automatically does is it adds a closing div. I'm going to hit enter so that there's space. After that first closing div, I'm going to go to the end of it and I'm going to hit enter again. I like to space out my code so it's easier to read, so I'm going to hit enter one more time and I'm going to be on line 11. I'm going to use that same div code, only I'm going to make it for a div class for column 2. So div space class equals quotation marks, and it's going to be column 2. Make sure you spell column correctly. That's going to be important. When I add my closing caret, it does another automatic closing div, and I'm going to hit enter. Now comes when we add style to this. This is going to make it so that your columns, you can decide, are going to be on the left or right side. So after my bracket from the body, the closing bracket, I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to hit enter one more time to space it out. Now I'm going to put dot column 1 space bracket. This is going to send a clue to the HTML that wherever it has the divider column 1, it needs to do this. It needs to make the width, how wide that column is. So I'm going to type in width, colon, space, and then I'm going to make it 48%. It does an automatic semicolon. After that semicolon, I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm going to type in float, colon, space, left. This means my column will go on the left side, my column 1. After that bracket, on line 17, I'm going to hit enter twice. I'm going to do basically the same code in CSS that I just did for column 1, but I'm going to make it for column 2. Space, bracket, enter. And it automatically indents, which means anything under that code is going to go for column 2 now. I'm going to again do the width, make sure I spell it right, put a colon. I'm going to make this one 48% also. After the semicolon, I'll do enter. Instead of having it float to the left, because that's where column 1 will be, I'm going to have it float to the right. And then I've got my bracket there. So to see the effect of this, I'm just going to go after where it says column 1, and I'm just going to type hi. And then column 1 hi appears. If I check to see if column 2 works, I'm going to go after column 2 in HTML, and I'm going to type hi again. I can see that it's in 2 columns. That's how you can add your columns in HTML and CSS, and how you can check to see if your columns are in place. Next, I'll do a video on how we can add in the images.